Hi there everyone, Anne here and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a short video with some model tips for everyday skin and hair improvement. Now these are kind of very much tips. It's not a regular skincare regime or anything, it's just a few tips. I mentioned on one of my earlier videos that my mother was a model, and there are some things that she used to do regularly that I always thought were often a little bit strange at the time, but models still do today. And so I thought, especially tips that have been passed down through the generations that worked in the 60s and 70s and still work today. I've got 2 tips for the eyes and 2 tips for the hair. First of all, for the eyes, my mother used to, back in the day, make ice cubes with green tea. Now, green tea wasn't easy to get at that time, but I would recommend to anybody making a little pot of green tea, filling an ice cube tray with it, sticking it in the freezer so that you've got really beautiful cold green tea cubes. If you find that your eyes are a little bit puffy in the morning, wrapping a couple of cubes or even just 1 cube in a bit of muslin and just holding it under your eye for a little while, the astringent in the tea will help to constrict that and make your eyes just look much fresher and brighter. I am not going to advocate the use of hemorrhoid cream, which I know has been a kind of a vastly touted model tip, and I did try it once. My mother never used it. I did try it once, and I put it on in Edinburgh before I got on a plane for a meeting in London, arrived in London, went to the ladies at London City Airport, and I had 2 great big bright red irritated marks under my eyes. So stay away from it. Green tea, ice cubes, beautiful for calming down the puffiness underneath your eyes. Then for the dark circles under your eyes, concealer, obviously, and there are lots of concealers out there. I would say go for a shade slightly lighter than your own shade. But a lovely model tip is to use a peach color corrector on the darkness underneath your eye before you put the concealer on. There's a really nice one from Pixie that I use. It's called Correction Concentrate Brightening Peach. But after you've kind of depuffed your eyes a little bit with an ice cube or even the back of a spoon that's been in the fridge or the freezer overnight, really nice for cooling it down. Then the peach to correct the darkness. Frankly, there's nothing that'll take the darkness away, but the peach color corrector will make it much less visible, followed by the concealer on top. I'm not really showing you this one. It's a NYX, NYX. I've had it for ages. Light pale concealer for dark circles. It's not perfect, so I'm not going to sort of share it with you as any great recommended advice. But those would be 2 top eye model tips. My mum used them in the 60s, models still use them today, so highly recommend that. 2 things for the hair I promised you. First of all, the wonders of dry shampoo. Back in the day, my mum used to use talc in her hair occasionally, but it takes out any greasiness or oiliness, but it also gives a nice bit of volume to the hair. Batiste dry shampoo, fabulous, really nice, will give your hair lots of volume as well as a gorgeous scent. But if you feel like splashing out a little bit more money than a regular Batiste dry shampoo, Orbe do a beautiful, it's not called a dry shampoo, I think it's called volumizing, but it gives your hair the most gorgeous scent, takes out the oil, volumizes it, and actually makes it easier to manage if you're going to style it than when you've just washed it, because then it's very often just a bit too soft to really do anything with. And the final tip is the old magic retouch that many of us in our 50s have been using religiously throughout lockdown to try and cover up those greys. If you want to give your hair a more uniform appearance, to cover up that kind of parting line that you get down the front, I've actually done it this morning so you don't really see it. Bit of this, spray it down the parting line. It will just make your hair look more kind of uniform. It will just give it, a kind of a thicker and more lustrous appearance if you spray a little bit of this down the parting line. Who knew? That's it from me. A couple of model tips, tried and tested through the ages. And I will see you tomorrow. Got some more 10-minute posts coming up, so watch this space. Have a great day and keep subscribing to my channel if you like what you hear, and also making recommendations and suggestions. I'm delighted to cover topics, and so please give me some ideas and I'll pick them up and do some research for you. Bye for now. Have a great day.